Night falls, and the silence of your home becomes deafening. On the outside, you have everything: the career, perhaps the family, the status. But inside, a silent restlessness, a whisper that something is missing, that true peace is a horizon never reached. It's an invisible labyrinth of anxiety, an incessant search for a security that always seems to slip away. What if the solution to this search was hidden where you least looked? Our life is what our thoughts make it. This powerful truth from Marcus Aurelius took years to reveal itself to me. I, like many, built my life on sandcastles, the opinion of others, material achievements, the tireless pursuit of a perfect future. Every compliment was a brick, every failure an erosion. I felt like a boat adrift, at the mercy of every wave, every external storm. The false promise of security the world offers is, in fact, an invisible chain, binding us to constant anxiety. We believe we need more to be more, but the real scarcity is not of resources, but of internal control. This incessant search for external approval and possessions is a bottomless pit where true peace never finds an echo. But there is a path. An ancient philosophy, more relevant today than ever, offers us a map to build an impregnable citadel within ourselves. It's not about ignoring the world, but about being unshakable by it. Today, we will unveil the 5 Stoic pillars of unshakable security, a treasure trove of wisdom that will guide you to a peace no external circumstance can steal. If you are ready to put down your roots and build this inner fortress, comment "fortress" below. It's the first step towards a life of true resilience. Have you ever felt your energy drain away, like sand through your fingers, trying to shape the course of events that simply don't belong to you? This frantic search for control over the uncontrollable is the Achilles heel of your security. Imagine a world where your peace doesn't depend on which way the wind blows, but on how you adjust your sails. It's a common misconception to believe that security flourishes when you manage to orchestrate every detail of your existence: your colleagues' reactions, the financial market, even your partner's mood. You launch yourself into an exhaustive dance, trying to predict and manipulate the unpredictable, like a conductor without an orchestra. This incessant attempt to master what is beyond your reach doesn't generate security. On the contrary, it creates corrosive anxiety, leaving you vulnerable and feeling always a step behind, in a game where the rules are constantly changing. Epictetus, who from a slave became one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, deeply understood the nature of freedom. For him, true slavery was not in physical chains, but in the mind that clung to what it could not control. He bequeathed us the dichotomy of control, an essential compass. Quote, "Some things are in our control, while others are not." Epictetus, Enchiridion 1. He teaches us that our thoughts, our choices, our intentions, these are our absolute domain. Everything else, the weather, others' opinions, the boss's approval, tomorrow's health, are external and therefore beyond our scope. Wisdom is not in fighting against this reality, but in embracing it, directing our energy to where it can truly bear fruit. To apply this pillar today, start with an audit of your mind. Think of the next situation that causes you anguish, whether it's a difficult conversation with a family member or an important project with a tight deadline. Take a piece of paper and divide it into 2 columns: my sphere of action and beyond my reach. In the first, list what you can influence: your preparation, your clear communication, your serene attitude. In the second, put what escapes you: the other person's reaction, the final outcome of the project, the day's unforeseen events. Second, direct your focus with a surgeon's precision. Concentrate 100% on my sphere of action, giving your best there. What is beyond my reach, you observe with detachment, without spending a second of mental energy. Third, use the concept of virtuous indifference. It's not about not caring, but about not allowing the uncontrollable to dictate your inner peace. By freeing yourself from this lost battle, you will feel a weight being lifted from your shoulders. Your security will strengthen, as it will be anchored in your own power of choice, not in the unpredictable tides of the world. By mastering the dichotomy of control, you will no longer be a hostage to circumstances. A deep serenity will replace agitation, and your security will emerge from within, unshakable by external winds. You will become the captain of your own ship, navigating with clarity and purpose, ready to face the next pillar that will transform your relationship with adversity. Affirm in the comments, "My peace is non-negotiable." Freeing yourself from what you cannot control is already a big step. But the next pillar goes beyond acceptance. It invites you to a kind of courage most avoid. What if I told you that true security isn't in running away from problems, but in meeting them? Have you been avoiding life's rough edges, seeking refuge in a comfort bubble, believing that security hides in the absence of waves? That is the most dangerous illusion. The truth is that true security is not found in the tranquility of a safe harbor, but in the ability to navigate the fiercest storms. It's natural for humans to avoid suffering, but this blind aversion to discomfort traps us in a velvet cage. You have conditioned your mind to see every obstacle as a threat, every failure as a final verdict. Instead of facing the friction, you seek the path of least resistance, which prevents you from developing the mental and emotional muscles necessary for resilience. This constant escape creates a hidden fragility. It leaves you unprepared and shaken when life inevitably presents its challenges, undermining your inner security and your confidence in your own ability to overcome. Seneca, the astute philosopher and tutor of Emperor Nero, knew well the volatility of life and the inconstancy of fortune. He wrote powerful letters to Lucilius, instructing him on how to face the blows of fate. Seneca bequeathed us the wisdom that fire tests gold, adversity tests strong men. Letters to Lucilius, Letter 67. For the Stoics, adversity is not a punishment, but a furnace where character is forged. It is in the heat of difficulty that we discover our true strength, our capacity to endure and to transcend. Seeing challenges as training opportunities and not as misfortunes is the key to building security that doesn't crumble under pressure. To transform your relationship with discomfort today, start with premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. It's not about being pessimistic, but about mentally preparing. What if I unexpectedly lose my job? What if this important relationship encounters a major obstacle? By calmly contemplating these scenarios, you disarm yourself from the fear of the unknown and plan your virtuous response, instead of being caught off guard. Second, intentionally embrace calculated discomfort. Choose to take the stairs instead of the elevator. Take a colder than usual shower for a few seconds, or postpone a small reward you immediately desire. These small victories against the impulse for daily comfort build a tolerance to discomfort that translates into greater resilience. Third, redefine failure. Instead of "I lost everything," think "I learned a valuable lesson about what doesn't work." Every stumble is a teacher. By doing this, your security won't come from the absence of problems. It will come from the unshakable certainty that you can face them and emerge stronger on the other side. When you embrace discomfort and adversity as your greatest teachers, your security will become an unbreakable armor. You will no longer fear life's storms, for you will know that each one is an opportunity to forge a stronger and more resilient version of yourself. Your peace will not depend on fair weather, but on your ability to navigate any sea, preparing you for the next pillar of liberation. Having the compass of control and the armor of resilience already puts you ahead of many. But the next pillar will free you from one of the greatest prisons of the modern mind, the incessant search for what is external. Prepare to redefine what truly gives you value and security. Have you noticed how the incessant pursuit of approval, material possessions, a specific social status, is a race without a finish line? Is your security held hostage by others' applause, by the next achievement? Imagine the freedom of not needing anything external to feel complete, to be unshakable. Modern society whispers a seductive lie to us, that happiness and security are commodities bought with the new car, the prestigious position, or the number of followers. You have launched yourself into this insatiable hunt, piling up achievements that, once attained, leave an even greater void. This pursuit of external validation transforms your identity into a distorted reflection of others' expectations, building your peace on quicksand. Every criticism is an earthquake, every material loss a collapse. This leaves you with deep insecurity and the feeling that your worth is constantly negotiable. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor-philosopher who governed the vast Roman Empire, had access to everything the material world could offer, but his greatest wealth was in his mind. He left us a legacy of wisdom in his meditations. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations, Book 2, Chapter 5. For the Stoics, external things, wealth, poverty, health, illness, reputation, ostracism, are indifference. They are not in themselves good or bad. What matters is how we react to them, how we use our reason and virtue. True security does not reside in accumulating these preferred indifference, but in cultivating a mind that is not shaken by their presence or absence. To integrate this pillar into your life today, start with an exercise of reverse imagination. Think of something you value immensely, your smartphone, your car, a recent compliment at work. Now imagine that it was lost, broken, or that the compliment turned into criticism. Calm your mind and remember that your intrinsic worth has not diminished. Second, build your virtue portfolio. Instead of listing possessions, list your internal qualities, your honesty, your perseverance, your compassion. These are your true possessions, inalienable and immune to theft. Third, when the temptation to seek external validation arises, ask yourself, is this a moral good or merely an external preferred? A moral good, virtue, is always yours. A preferred, money, status can be pleasant, but it is not essential for your security. By internalizing this distinction, you will no longer be a slave to what is outside. Your security will flourish, rooted in the inexhaustible wealth of your character. By cultivating rational indifference to externals, you will free yourself from the invisible shackles that bound you. Your security will be unshakable, as it will no longer depend on volatile factors. You will feel complete and self-sufficient within, free from the need for validation or possessions to define your worth. Your peace will be a flame that burns constantly, immune to the winds of the world, preparing you for the next fundamental pillar. If you seek this freedom, comment detachment below. Freeing yourself from the tyranny of externals is a giant step. But for this freedom not to become an emptiness, we need to fill it with something solid. The next pillar is about building your own ground, your own rules, your own unshakable moral compass. Have you ever felt lost in a fog of external expectations, not knowing which path to follow? True security isn't in following the current, but in having an internal compass that never fails. What truly guides you when no one is looking? It's a common mistake to let your choices be permeated by external expectations, seeking others' validation at the expense of your own integrity. You mold yourself to fit in, avoiding conflicts or the discomfort of being different. This constant adaptation, like a social chameleon, generates a deep internal dissonance, a silent voice that screams you are betraying yourself. This lack of alignment between who you are and what you do erodes your self-confidence. It makes you vulnerable to manipulation and the loss of your own essence, leaving your security dependent on shifting ground. Seneca, the master of integrity in times of corruption, reminds us that it is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult. Seneca, Letters to Lucilius, Letter 104. For the Stoics, virtue, which encompasses wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, is not just an ideal, but the only true good, and the primordial source of eudaimonia, human flourishing. Building your inner citadel means living in accordance with these non-negotiable principles. It means erecting walls of integrity that make you immune to external pressures, and finding deep security in your own coherence and character. To build your citadel of virtues today, the first step is to map your moral pillars. What are the 3 to 5 non-negotiable virtues that define who you are or who you aspire to be? Think of honesty, perseverance, compassion, justice. Write them down. They will be your personal constitution. Second, practice the tribunal of conscience at the end of each day. Ask yourself, in what moments did I act with wisdom, courage, justice, or temperance? Where could I have done better? This self-examination is not for self-blame, but for calibrating your compass. Third, use your shield of integrity. Learn to say no firmly and clearly to any request or situation that violates your values, even if it causes initial discomfort with a friend or colleague. Your integrity is your most valuable asset, and protecting it is protecting your peace. By living aligned with your principles, your security will flourish. It will be built on a foundation that the world cannot shake. By building your inner citadel of virtues, your security will become unshakable, for it will come from your own integrity and the coherence between your thoughts and actions. You will become a beacon of authenticity, capable of navigating any situation with serene confidence, knowing that your choices are guided by an unbreakable moral code. This leads us to the 5th and final pillar, essential for anchoring everything we've learned. What is your non-negotiable virtue? Share in the comments. With your moral compass calibrated, you are ready for the last pillar, the one that ties all the others together. For what good are principles if you live trapped in a past that no longer exists, or a future that may never arrive? It's time to anchor your security in the only real place, the now. Is your mind a tireless traveler, always caught in the shadows of the past or the mists of the future, losing the only reality that truly exists, the present. This constant escape from the now is the root of a silent insecurity, a feeling that life slips through your fingers. Imagine the profound peace of being fully anchored in this exact moment, accepting the incessant dance of impermanence. It's a common mistake to believe that security is found in the ability to control the flow of time, to predict every curve of the future, or to relive and correct every error of the past. You find yourself held hostage by regrets that can no longer be changed, and anxieties about scenarios that may never materialize. This mental time travel prevents you from savoring the richness of the present, from finding stability on the only firm ground that exists. You have become a prisoner of your own mind, losing the ability to live fully. This undermines your security and your ability to act with clarity and purpose. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who governed with wisdom and a profound sense of mortality, advised us, "Do not worry about the future, for you will face it, if necessary, with the same weapons of reason that arm you today against the present." Marcus Aurelius, Meditations, Book 7, Chapter 8. The Stoics understood that life is a river in constant flux, and trying to stop it is an inexhaustible source of suffering. They teach us to cultivate Stoic presence, focusing our energy and attention on what is happening now, with serene acceptance of the impermanence of all things, from possessions to relationships, from moments of joy to periods of sorrow. It is in the now that all our power resides. To anchor your mind in the present today, the first step is to practice conscious observation. Throughout the day, choose routine tasks, washing dishes, drinking a glass of water, walking to the kitchen, and dedicate your full attention to them. Feel the texture of the dishes, hear the sound of the water, notice every detail without judgment. This trains your mind to return to the now. Second, use memento mori, not as a morbid reflection, but as a catalyst for life. Remember that every moment is precious and finite. This propels you to value the present and accept that everything is transient, including your worries about the future or your regrets. Third, when your mind begins to wander to the past or future, gently bring it back with the question, "What can I do virtuously now?" This question is your anchor, an invitation to act with purpose in the only time you truly possess. By doing this, your security will deepen. It will be rooted in the solidity of the present and your ability to respond to it with wisdom. When you cultivate mindfulness and accept impermanence, your security will be profound, for you will be anchored in the only moment that truly exists. You will free yourself from the tyranny of future anxiety and past regrets, finding unshakable serenity in your ability to live fully in the now, with wisdom and a profound acceptance of life as it is. If this pillar resonated, like the video and leave your comment with "now." Our journey through the 5 Stoic pillars of unshakable security reaches its culmination. Let's recap. We began by learning to decipher the map of your power, distinguishing what you control from what you don't control, erecting the first wall of your fortress. Next, we plunged into the fire of adversity, forging resilience that transforms challenges into stepping stones for your inner strength. The third pillar revealed the invisible treasure to us, the rational detachment from externals, freeing your peace from the tyranny of possessions and validations. Then we built the unshakable compass of your virtues, anchoring your identity in solid principles. And finally, we cast anchor in the now, cultivating mindfulness and accepting the dance of impermanence, finding stability in the flow of life. You are no longer the pilgrim adrift, seeking security in external and volatile harbors. You are the architect of your own inner citadel, a master of your mind, immune to the whims of fate. The person you are becoming is a beacon of serenity amidst the storm, an individual who not only survives but thrives, because your strength doesn't come from the world, but from an inexhaustible source within yourself. This is true mastery, the security no crisis can shake. If this journey through the Stoic pillars has ignited a new flame in you, like the video. This helps bring this wisdom to more minds seeking this fortress. Comment below, which of the 5 pillars do you feel you need to build first in your life? Your experience can inspire many others. Share this video with someone you know who seeks this inner peace. And so you don't miss the next steps in your self-transformation journey, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell icon. Together, we will continue to unveil the secrets of ancient wisdom for modern life. Remember, true security is not found in what the world offers you, but in what you decide to be.